Have you recently noticed changes in your voice or felt discomfort when swallowing and brushed it off as just part of aging? You're not alone. But what if these seemingly minor symptoms were actually your body's urgent warning sign? The truth is, throat cancer often shows up in subtle ways, and many seniors dismiss these early clues, thinking it's nothing serious. But here's the catch. The earlier you catch it, the better your chances for survival. According to the American Cancer Society, throat cancer rates rise sharply after 60, but many seniors don't recognize the early signs until it's too late. In today's video on Golden Aging Health, I am diving deep into 5 early signs of throat cancer that are often overlooked or misdiagnosed in seniors. These symptoms might seem harmless or just part of aging, but they could be quietly signaling something much more serious. Recognizing these signs early could be the key to saving your life or the life of someone you love. Before I dive in, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Every day, I share practical doctor-backed insights to help you stay healthy, independent, and in control of your well-being. Let's begin with the first subtle signal that many seniors dismiss as normal aging, but could actually be a critical warning. Sign number 1. Persistent hoarseness or voice changes. Noticed your voice sounding hoarse or raspy for a while? You might think it's just a lingering cold or a sign of aging, but if the hoarseness doesn't go away, it could be a serious warning sign of throat cancer. Research from the Mayo Clinic reveals that persistent hoarseness is often one of the first symptoms of throat cancer, especially in the vocal cords or larynx. In fact, studies show that up to 70% of people diagnosed with throat cancer reported voice changes as their initial symptom, sometimes even months before a formal diagnosis. Unfortunately, many seniors overlook this warning, assuming it will resolve on its own, leading to delayed treatment as the cancer progresses. John, a 75-year-old man, had noticed that his voice had become hoarse over the past few weeks. At first, he put it down to the changing weather and just the natural effects of aging. But as the days passed and his voice did not improve, a nagging feeling began to creep into his mind. One morning, after struggling to speak clearly again, John decided it was time to see a doctor. He could no longer ignore it. The doctor listened to his concerns and ran a few tests. The results came back and John's world was turned upside down. He was diagnosed with terminal throat cancer. Despite the doctor's best efforts and various treatments, the cancer had spread, and the prognosis was bleak. John's once strong voice had become a whisper, and he had difficulty even speaking short sentences. Treatments, while powerful, are no longer enough to reverse the damage. His story is a reminder that early detection is crucial to improving outcomes. Ignoring warning signs can sometimes mean the difference between successful treatment and a more difficult prognosis. Has your voice changed lately and lasted longer than usual? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could help others recognize the importance of early detection. Now, let's move on to the next sign, a subtle symptom that many seniors overlook, but it could be another important clue to look out for. Stay with us. Sign number 2. Difficulty swallowing. Dysphagia. Lena, a 72-year-old woman from Florida, started noticing that her throat felt sore, especially when she swallowed, but she assumed it was just a sign of aging. She figured it was nothing more than a mild irritation, something that would pass with time. But after a few weeks, the soreness didn't go away. It became a constant discomfort, making her wonder if it was something more serious. Lena wasn't the only one. Many seniors dismiss persistent throat pain as a common aging issue, or as something temporary. But here's the problem. When a sore throat lingers for weeks, it could be a sign of something far more dangerous, like throat cancer. Research from the American Cancer Society shows that persistent throat pain is often one of the first signs of throat cancer, especially if it doesn't improve after basic treatments like lozenges or pain relievers. Throat cancer can cause inflammation and discomfort in the throat that worsens over time and doesn't respond to standard remedies. You see, cancer in the throat often causes unexplained pain that doesn't go away with normal remedies. It might feel like a persistent sore throat, but instead of improving, it worsens over time. In Lena's case, the pain continued to disrupt her daily activities, making it harder to eat and speak. That's when she finally decided to see her doctor. The results were eye-opening. She was diagnosed with early-stage throat cancer. Thanks to early intervention, Lena started treatment right away, and her prognosis improved dramatically. Lena's story is a reminder that when a sore throat doesn't go away, it's not just a harmless irritation. It could be a sign of something much more serious. Seeking medical advice early can make all the difference, just like it did for Lena. Next, let's look at the third unexplained weight loss, a common yet often overlooked symptom of throat cancer. Sign number 3. Unexplained weight loss. Unintentional weight loss, especially more than 5% of your body weight in 6 months, can be an early sign of throat cancer. But many seniors chalk it up to aging or slower metabolism. That mistake could be deadly. A study in BMC Cancer found that up to 57% of head and neck cancer patients experience significant weight loss by diagnosis. Even more alarming, 76.9% of those with moderate to severe weight loss did not survive, compared to just 13.3% of those with mild or no loss. Why does this happen? Throat cancer often leads to dysphagia, or difficulty swallowing something. Up to 60% of patients report. This causes reduced intake of solid foods, gradual muscle loss, especially in the upper body, malnutrition that weakens the body's defenses. According to the National Cancer Institute, up to 80% of people with advanced cancer experience cachexia, a severe wasting syndrome. Warning signs include losing 11+ pounds, 5+ kg in 6 months without trying, looser clothes without explanation, struggling to finish normal-sized meals, visible muscle loss in shoulders and arms. One JAMA otolaryngology study revealed that patients with swallowing difficulties lost an average of 22 pounds, while those without actually gained weight. Unlike age-related weight changes, cancer-related loss happens without changing diet or exercise. Is persistent and progressive. Often comes with swallowing problems. A BMJ study of over 326,000 adults found unexpected weight loss was significantly associated with cancer, especially in people over 60. If you've lost weight without trying, especially with any swallowing issues, don't ignore it. When caught early, throat cancer has a 94% survival rate. Recognizing this one sign could save your life or someone you love. These simple signs can make a big difference in your health. Don't forget to share this with your loved ones. They are just a click away from recognizing and taking action before it's too late. Stay tuned, because next we'll discuss another sign that's often mistaken for something less serious, but could be a crucial warning of throat cancer. Sign number 4. Persistent throat pain or sore throat. Nearly 70% of people over 60 who develop throat cancer ignore early signs like a persistent sore throat. Most people dismiss it as just part of the aging process, but doing so can lead to a late diagnosis and make treatment much more difficult later on. Not long ago, I spoke with Sandra, a 74-year-old woman who had been dealing with a persistent sore throat for weeks. She thought it was just allergies or a minor cold that would eventually pass. Then, her doctor asked her a simple question. Has this sore throat lasted longer than 2 weeks? That's when it hit Sandra. She hadn't realized just how long the discomfort had been lingering. Her doctor explained, that a sore throat lasting this long could be a sign of something more serious, like throat cancer. The doctor reassured her that catching it early could make all the difference in her treatment options. It was a turning point for Sandra and a reminder that we shouldn't ignore persistent symptoms, even if they seem minor. After undergoing an examination and a biopsy, Sandra was diagnosed with early-stage throat cancer. Thanks to early detection, her treatment was effective, and she's now recovering well. Sandra's experience reflects findings from the National Cancer Institute, which reports that 40% of throat cancer patients first noticed persistent throat discomfort. The key difference? Early-stage throat cancer has a 5-year survival rate exceeding 90%, while advanced cases drop to around 60%, making symptom awareness literally life-saving. When a sore throat doesn't improve over time, it could be a sign of something more serious. Often, throat cancer starts out as a mild irritation, but if left unchecked, it can progress. Don't wait for the pain to worsen or become more persistent. Seek medical attention early. Just as important as addressing this symptom is making sure that you're staying on top of your health. Don't ignore the small signs that could make all the difference. Don't go anywhere, because this fifth sign could be your body's urgent warning. A persistent lump in your neck that should never be ignored, especially after 60. Sign number 5. Lump in the neck or throat. What if I told you that a simple lump in the neck could be your body's warning sign of something serious? If you notice a lump or bump in your neck, especially after age 60, it could be more than just a harmless lump. It could also be an early sign of throat cancer. Michael, 74, from Texas, had always been someone who preferred to ignore minor health issues. For months, he noticed a small, painless lump in his neck. At first, he shrugged it off, thinking it was just a swollen gland or something from an old injury. His wife urged him to get it checked out, but Michael, confident it was nothing serious, put it off. It'll go away on its own, he thought. As the weeks turned into months, the lump remained. Then, Michael started noticing something else. His voice began to sound a little hoarse, and he felt more tired than usual. But still, he brushed it off. After all, he was getting older, right? It wasn't until the lump grew larger and Michael started having difficulty swallowing that he finally sought medical advice. Unfortunately, it was too late. The lump he ignored for so long turned out to be a sign of throat cancer. By the time he was diagnosed, the cancer had spread, and his chances of recovery were severely impacted. Medical studies support this progression. A publication in the Journal of Clinical Oncology found that 70% of patients with oropharyngeal cancer presented with a neck mass as their first noticeable symptom, often before experiencing pain or difficulty swallowing. Moreover, in elderly populations, delayed diagnosis is common, as such symptoms are frequently mistaken for benign age-related changes. What to look out for? A lump or mass in the neck that lasts longer than 2-3 weeks. Firm, immobile, and non-painful swelling near the jaw, under the ear, or side of the neck. Hoarseness, voice changes, or a sensation of something stuck in the throat. Difficulty swallowing, dysphagia, or persistent fatigue. Don't let familiarity breed neglect. If a lump appears without signs of infection and doesn't resolve, imaging, CT, ultrasound, and a referral to an ENT specialist are critical next steps. Seen a lump in your neck? Or curious about how to catch changes in your health early? Drop the word lump in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experience or any tips you have for staying on top of your health. Let's support each other. Take a moment to review the 5 key signs of throat cancer that every older person should look out for. Persistent hoarseness, difficulty swallowing, unexplained weight loss, persistent sore throat, and a lump in the neck. These symptoms may seem like minor issues, but they could indicate something much more serious. Recognizing these symptoms early can help you take control of your health, increase your chances of successful treatment, and reduce your risk of complications. The good news? Taking action early doesn't require drastic measures. It's important to be aware of your body, seek medical advice when needed, and make sure you're proactive about your health. If this video helped you spot these signs early, please like and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for more important tips. Don't forget to share this video with someone you care about. Your awareness could save a life. For more health tips and advice on aging, well, check out the rest of my videos in the Cancer in the Aging Body playlist, linked in the description below. Your health is important, and the sooner you take action, the better the outcome. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video to help you live healthier.